all the nations that came here, that drunk up the cup of Babylon, because you have your nations come here and they go away from their ancient customs and they start.
What they did was through the oil trade, right? Through the oil trade, which you can't buy oil or gas around the world at the moment unless you use the American dollar bill, which a lot of the countries are stepping away from using the American dollar, and they're using their own currency now. You have a bank that's being created. It's called BRICS, under what is that?
Russia's doing that.
Yeah, Russia. Yeah.
Iran.
Yeah, Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South America. So they're stepping away from using the American currency. But there was a point of time when these people were using the American currency. That's the reason why when he invaded palaces of Saddam Hussein, he had a bunch of gold. He had AK-47s with gold on it. He also had huge stacks of American dollar bills. That's because those people, or those rulers and princes of those nations, they formed an alliance with America to make money.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it is, So that's why we out here to, like the brother said, proclaim to our people to wake up. Because if our people, according to prophecy, a certain number of us will wake up. Go ahead.
Do you think there is a lot of you, like who's activists are waking up?
Well,
there's a lot of us throughout the whole world that's waking up. They knowing that their descendants go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, you may have some Israelites, true Israelites by bloodline that are in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You may have some that are in Yemen.
Yeah.
I said you may. You do have some. Because the Bible says that our children will be scattered throughout the whole corners of the world. So throughout the whole world, our people are waking up to who they are, and that's through prophecy. Can you grab matter of fact,
just real quick. This is feed. No, this is Galatians. This is James chapter 1, verse 1. It says, James, the servant of the Most High Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh Shamashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. So this is a book of James, and a misconception is that the scriptures are for everybody. Now, if you want to read the Bible, you can, but the book is for how you have family traditions and heirlooms they send down passed down. What that was as a nation, these scriptures, the prophets, and the whole the worldly priesthood. God chose one people to do that, and through that he would operate with the other nations through them. See what I'm saying? So that was Paul going to the other nations and waking them up to come back. You are a prince of God. You got to wake up and start acting like it. So that's our people out here now, telling the same, giving the same message.
And you want to know how they're doing it? Can you grab Romans 10 and 18? Can you grab Psalms 19?
Because if you notice that the whole hip hop culture that's affecting their kids, your kids, all the nations is what?
Shit, the American culture.
From our culture. Just like everybody wants to follow us and doing like the basketball and this stuff and all this stuff. It was the same way with the holy being righteous back then. But the Lord took away the pearls and the tinklings and all, like he describes us as a comely and delicate woman. So the Lord said, we become a degenerate vine. I believe that's Jeremiah 2. We degenerated from our generational, basically our practices,
Yeah, we out every Saturday around the same time.
So yeah.
Go ahead and grab that.
Also like Romans, you want chapter 10?
10 and 18, yeah.
Chapter 10, verse 18, it says, But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words into the ends of the world.
And our sound and our words are going into the ends of the world and waking up our people, because this camera that we have later on, we're going to take the SIM card, we're going to put it in the computer, and we're going to upload the videos onto the internet.
Modern day
the Bible speaks about the internet. Because we don't have the money and the resources to get on a plane to travel over to Saudi Arabia, because when you read the Bible, you had different apostles and disciples that were going from city to city, country to country. We don't have the resources to do that. You know, so what we can do is the Lord created the internet. The brother got Psalms. Can you grab Job? Job was 39, and the Lord created the internet for our use. You know, you guys what they call it, ISIS, which is CIA operatives. They're CIA operatives. So basically, what they're doing is they even use the internet to basically get their message out. You know. But really, the internet was used more so for us as a tool to get the word of the Lord out so that we can wake up his chosen people, because the scriptures prophesied that his children will wake up, they will resurrect. You know, we would stand upon our feet, we would come back into the remembrance of who we are. Can you grab Ezekiel 37 and start at like 3? Job, I believe, is 39 and with a unicorn before the surgery, or abiding your master's crib. Go ahead, you can read that.
This is Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showed his handiwork.
There you go. It says that the heavens declare what?
Declared the glory of Yahweh, and
because in the heavens you got what they known as a satellite, right? And that satellite beams messages down to what they call a feed horn. The Bible talks about that, but the Bible identifies it as a unicorn, because uni means one horn, right? So that satellite beams messages to that unicorn, and what happens is the message goes through the fiber optics cables all the way to whatever cable company or internet provider you have, and they send it to your computer. Go ahead.
And the firmament showed his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
There you go. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. Which means that you can go on the internet at any time of the day to go and to search something. So if there's somebody in China, right? While we're awake, they're asleep. It's nighttime. They can be on the internet right now, looking at us on the internet. So this is what's being used as a tool to get the message out there to wake up our people, and not only just to wake up our people, to also to condemn the other nations as well as the people that came against our people, to take them down, which the Arabs are going to have to pay. The so-called white man is going to have to pay for what he did to our people, because we're the Lord's chosen people. The Israelites used to be our complexion, if not darker. The Messiah is recorded in the Bible as being a black man with woolly hair, and that's about 8 feet tall. Go ahead.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
There's no speech and no language. You can go on the internet in any country. You can go into the slums of Africa where they barely have water, right? But they got an iPhone, you know, and they're going on the internet.
Subtitles, you got subtitles.
Yeah. You got subtitles, like the brother said.
Hey, we real though. Real. I could be the brother you speaking now, it can be in your language, your native language, and it can be breaking
subtitle,
down. Yeah, the subtitles. Yeah,
yeah, you can say Kev Alex Siddiqui ma Hamshlanik.
Yeah. You brother Hussein. Your name is Hussein, right?
Hussein? No, we don't have Arab names. We have Hebrew names.
What is your name?
Well, my name is my name. Yeah. So
their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them have he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber.
Do you know?
And rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race.
Because it was prophesied in the book of Revelations. Matter of fact, can you grab Job the 12th chapter, and hold what you can and grab Job the 12th chapter, 12 and 4.
This is Job.
Because this Bible was once sealed up. It was sealed up from us. You know, the so-called white man always had his hands on it. He always knew who we were. That's the reason why the Bible calls him Lucifer. Yeah, Lucifer means to be enlightened. But it was sealed up from us. The Lord chose our delusion, and what he did was he blinded our mind for knowing who we were in the scriptures. But now these seals are broken. You know who broke the seals? The one whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Go ahead and grab that.
It's Job chapter 12, verse 4. I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who calleth upon God, Yahweh, and he answereth him.
It's Job. I'm sorry, Daniel's 12 and 4.
Daniel's 12 and 4?
Yep.
Okay, so
But that was good though. I am one mocked of his neighbor.
It sounded beautiful. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
So there you go. The time that we're living in now, you know, this is the end time. And the reason why you know that is because it says shut up the book into the end time. When you read the book of Revelations, the Messiah, you know, they were mourning. I believe that's Revelations, the 5th chapter. You know, where he opened the seals. The seals is what was binding these our understanding, binding us from not understanding this book. But now we're able to understand it. So you should know what time we're living in. And then you should also be afraid too, because of what your people did unto our people. But I'm gonna tell you though, when we're in the kingdom and we're ruling over you, because we're gonna have Arab slaves. We're gonna have Chinese slaves, white slaves. You know, after 1,000 years, the white slaves are gonna be completely eradicated. They're gonna be done away with. But when you're living under our kingdom and our rulership, you're gonna rejoice. It's not gonna be like living under the so-called white man's rulership, because you don't have any peace here. Over there, they're trying to liberate your people. They're trying to liberate your women, to where your women doesn't keep the custom, they don't cover themselves, they're being lewd, they're not modest. You know, your men are being like which there's a lot of Arab men that like dealing with boys, which that's against the scriptures. Those kind of men are gonna die. Go ahead.
This is Revelations chapter 5, verse 4. I'm gonna start at 1 because this is a good chapter. This is Revelation chapter 5 and 1. I'm gonna read it to verse 5. It says, and I saw in thy right hand of him that sat on the throne a book within, and on the backsides, and on a book written within, and on the backside sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereupon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open.
So was no man found worthy because the book was sealed up, like the book of Daniel said. It says seal up the book. The book was sealed. So it was nobody worthy to break those seals. But what happened was the Messiah, the one, and what's crazy and ironic is, right? The Negroes that are in America, the Negroes, the so-called black man, the one that people disrespect and look down upon, which some of our nation should be looked down upon from the way that they acted, but the ones that are completely like us, right? People will look at us and they'll disrespect us. We have on these garments right here. They'll mock us. But the crazy thing is, we're from the same tribe as the Messiah. Yeah. so basically, if you do his people and treat his people any kind of way, how do you think that he's gonna feel when he comes back? It's like he said it himself in the scriptures. Whatever you do unto them, it's like you did it unto me. So when we're being beat in the head by police officers, when we're being mocked or ridiculed or spit upon or disrespected or persecuted by all of the other nations, it's like you did it to the Messiah. When you took us into slavery, or sold us into slavery, right? And you whipped our people, raped and ravished our women, you know, it's like you did it unto him. Yeah. So when he comes back, a lot of people are going to receive judgment. That's right. Go ahead. But what's crazy is they think that he's coming back to befriend them. Like, did you